Apparently, this dude here retired his parents at the age of 22, and I feel like that's insane. Like, why would you want to do? I mean, I think that's a good thing to do. What am I saying, bro? Let's just watch and see what happens.
This may be a bit of a different type of video than you're used to. I know on my gaming channel, my Rocket League channel, I'm usually like, hey gamer, today we're doing this cool thing, we're playing 7 Zens and we're turtling only and we're doing all this and oh no. For
Hey,
this
gamer.
video, I'm kind of taking a step down and like I just want to talk to you guys. I feel like I don't really get to talk to you guys that much. And it's important that me and you, whoever's watching, gets to have that connection. So in this video, I'm retiring my parents. And that sounds unreal to even say. I'm only 22 years old, if you don't know how old I am. But my parents, in probably like 10 minutes, if you keep scrubbing through, won't have to work again. They won't have to pay any
That's actually
expenses,
crazy.
any medical bills, anything they have to stress over. I'm able to take it off their hands. And I haven't told them yet. I have no idea I'm doing this. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm probably gonna end up crying. They're probably gonna end up crying. So the reason I'm doing this, there's been some personal things going on in my life and in my parents' life. And all this back to around 2 years ago. My YouTube channel was popping off. Things were going great. Things still are going great. You know, I'm so thankful for you guys. I finally started going to the gym. I started making more money than I'd ever seen and I'd ever dreamed of through YouTube and Rocket League. And I can't thank you guys enough for that. I was really living my dream life. I started traveling. NRG invited me and
NRG.
players to this mansion on the beach right after COVID. Did some content there. We had a lot of fun. I got back from that trip though, and my dad was sick. You know, and everyone gets sick. It happens, but he got worse, like a lot worse. He wasn't sleeping. He could barely eat. He needed like IVs to drink. His blood pressure and heart rate were doubling. He just could hear throbbing. He could barely talk to me. And as a son, that's very hard to see. That's something that's really hard to go through. And my dad was not doing well, man. I remember asking my mom if she could talk to me in the office. And the office is essentially, that means I want to have a serious talk with her. And that is the same office, by the way. I'm gonna set up a little hidden camera and retire her. I talk to my mom and I say, hey, Dad is not doing good. Like it was to the point where I thought he was gonna die. And I expected my mom to reassure me and say, no, honey, like he's okay, he'll make it. And my mom broke down and said like she thinks he might die as well. And that was very hard.
That's not good, bro.
I remember going to bed and waking up the next day. I wake up early in the morning. It's like the sound of an ambulance at my house. Kind of disregarded it, and then I heard like equipment and like a clink of equipment walking up the stairs right next to my room, and immediately I thought my dad was dead. I call my mom. I asked what happened. I want to spare the details for you guys, but he came out of that house in a state where he should probably be dead. And
Oh my days,
worst day
bro.
in my entire life. It was horrible. I remember going downstairs.
Sorry, I don't feel like making this a YouTube video anymore. I don't know.
Petting my dogs, pacing around the room, and I had to explain things to the cops. And they were like, hey, does your dad have a history of this or this? And I didn't know whether to answer that in present tense or past tense. Like, I thought he already died.
Oh
And
my
it was a period
days.
of around 2 weeks where I didn't know whether I would have a dad again. And that is an experience that is extremely hard to go through. He could blink at the most. Like, it was horrible. He made it. My dad miraculously made it out. He had to relearn how to walk again. You know, he had to relearn a lot of things. He is in one piece, but he struggles to get out of the house and do a lot of basic stuff. You know, he's gotten worse, he's gotten better. It's been in waves, but he's at a period where he's really not doing good again. My mom, who lives with him, that's really hard for her, and it's hard, man. I'm like living my dream life, man. I am like buying my favorite cars. I just bought a house, and I don't have to struggle. I don't have to stress, and it's hard seeing my parents just miserable. My dad hates the fact that he can't walk out of the house and go to the gym like he used to, and my mom, like it's just normal to like go in the house and just see her crying. I never had to do that growing up like that's so hard, man. And what really set me off to do this,
Bro, the intro is so not like so sad. But it's definitely going to get better at the end, cause
man,
obviously.
I saw my mom on Christmas. We were just watching something, and I remember just like looking over, and like, but she seemed so sad. I just made the decision, like, man, I have to do this, bro. Like, I'm just gonna retire my parents. This will help them out so much. Like, I'm purely doing this like out of love for my parents, and I just want to take you guys along the way with me. So what I'm gonna be doing is I bought 2 credit cards under my parents' name. They have absolutely no idea. And I'm just gonna give it to my mom and explain basically what I told you guys. And I'm gonna bring her to that same office in my parents' house. Along with that though, for Mother's Day, I got her an all expenses paid trip wherever in the world she wants, and she hasn't used it yet. Part of it is she has to kind of take care of my dad, but I feel like a big part of it is like she doesn't remember what it's like to be happy. And I just want her to feel happiness and feel peace and feel joy. I'm gonna book the flights tonight. I just wanna connect with her, and I just want her to be happy. So those are the 2 things I'm gonna surprise her with. My parents have absolutely no idea. This is gonna be awesome. We're about an hour out of the big surprise. You may be wondering why we have a teddy bear here. His name is Kenneth, and the game plan essentially is we're gonna sneak Kenneth into my mom's office. I'm not sure how. Also, I talked to my mom. I got lunch the day after I recorded the first segment, and I tried to subtly bring up like, hey, where do you want to go? She said she wanted to go to Costa Rica, and my mom hasn't been on a proper vacation in like 5 or 6 years. A flight to Costa Rica that I got my mom, and an all-inclusive resort that I got my mom. So me and my mom are gonna be going. She's gonna kind of be like, why are you doing this? And then I'm gonna say, to celebrate your retirement, and then I'm gonna give her the cards. Honestly, I'm like scared she'll just be like really confused. I don't know. I have literally no idea how my mom will react. Yeah, overall, feeling a little bit nervous.
I don't know this strange man. Please send
A
help.
little anxious. I've had to like low-key like lie to my parents a little bit in the last like 2 or 3 days, and I like hate lying and like being secretive. And like the cards came in early under their name, so they opened them. I said like, hey, they were for some of my employees, and it auto-filled with you guys' name. You know, so don't throw them away. So I can resolve the glitch in the system, and so my mom actually has no idea. I think it's kind of funny. I'm kind of yapping right now, but just turn to the neighborhood. Gotta figure it out.
It feels like it's gotten me worse, not better.
Yeah, if it's making you worse, you should certainly stop.
Yeah.
I actually just got to your mom's house. Yeah.
You're talking about your house?
Yeah.
Oh, she's about to walk in, probably.
My mom just walked in at this point, so we had to quickly set up the hidden cameras and get Kenneth in his seat.
It's for you.
That's for me?
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
His name is Kenneth.
Kenneth?
Yeah.
Did you have him for something?
It's for you.
Oh, you really got that for me?
Yeah, it's for you.
Oh, well, thanks. What do you think George is going to do to me?
Don't give it to George.
George, meet Kenneth. He won't hurt you, bro. He doesn't exist.
Well, thank you, right?
Yeah, I know you've been like kind of going through a hard time recently
Yeah.
and stuff, so I wanted to cheer you up.
Oh, well, thanks. Thanks, Brad. I'm just going to send them right here.
But yeah, I just want to like talk to you and like check
Okay.
in like how you're doing and stuff.
No, it's fine.
Really?
Um,
I'm sorry.
Hmm.
Dad just called me about something, I don't know.
Oh, really?
He stopped his like treatments.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're not going well at all.
Yeah.
But in terms of pain, he wants him to, like, get off the pain medication altogether. He
Really?
doesn't think he needs it. I mean, he already.
So I'm not
told me to
posting.
stop it. I
I'm not posting this on my YouTube. No, I feel like it's so disrespectful to him. But I have some other videos to react to. I'm just curious what happens in this.
Like last night, he was going through withdrawals. Last night was awful.
Talking
I
medical
always try
stuff.
to like help and see what I can do, but a lot of it is like out of my control, I feel like.
I know.
And there's not
Yes.
much I can do. I feel kind of like helpless sometimes.
Yeah.
But I know you said like you want to like take care of yourself more, and you feel like you don't have time. And I got you something else.
Okay.
Besides Kenneth,
Miss Hudson.
I heard this. It's 2 pages.
Oh no.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
Oh.
For me and you to go to Costa Rica?
Yeah,
Oh wow.
it could be for you and Dad, but I just know in his. I don't know if he can like travel
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But yeah, I know you mentioned Costa Rica, so I got all-inclusive resort and flights to Costa Rica for us.
Wow.
Yeah, because even if like your day to day is like it's really hard, I want you to at least get a few days of like a break,
Yeah.
and or me and you can just have fun in Costa Rica, you know.
Oh. Oh, well, that's very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
No problem, love you.
Yeah, you too.
I'm sorry you're going through a hard time.
You too.
I didn't want to get it next week. It's in like a few months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be good because it'll give me some time to get the time for off of work.
But these are to celebrate though. Remember those cards that you were like freaking out about? You didn't know whose it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are for you and Dad. They actually are. Like, I know you have to worry about medical expenses and expenses with George, so you can put all those on. They're under my account. I got them for you and Dad. Yeah, I want to like retire you. Like, I don't want you to have to work. If you're worried about expenses or anything, like just put them on the card and don't think about it.
Okay.
'Cause I don't want you to have a day where you're not like loving what you're doing.
Well, I really don't mind my job. There's a couple of things. Like, I didn't tell you this too. My job is an escape for me.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
It is. Otherwise, I would love a different
What if
job.
I hired you? That'd be funny.
Well, yeah. But I mean, I've got to have all the benefits, all the health insurance right now. But this would help me if, I mean, more money would help if, like, I'm having a bad day and I could just do the minimum amount. Like, I have a quota I have to reach every day,
Yeah.
which is between, depending on if we're behind or not, between 1,500 and 1,700 lines, but I usually do about 2,400
Mm.
because I feel like I have to make more money.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to anymore.
Okay, well thank you. Ryan.
Yeah, and for Dad, he won't ever have to work again. But it's more like I just know he can't work right now, so you're providing
Yeah.
for like 2 people and working like overtime.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I don't want you to have to do that. Whether
Well, thank
you
you.
take like a few hundred out or a few thousand out every month, like it doesn't affect me and you can just help you.
Okay, well thank you, Ryan.
No problem.
That really is a big stress reliever.
I just wanted to give you the flexibility, the option to not ever stress about money because I know like
Passionate about anything, just follow the passion, man.
WWW son.